Hello everybody, so I hope you can see me. Obviously I'm not with you, I'm on holiday, but that doesn't stop us doing Pilates. So I'd like you to stand with your feet hip width apart, shoulders back, shoulders down, and I'd like you to close your eyes. Start to push the floor away through the heels. I'd like you to bend your knees very slightly. Knees bent. Heels pushing into the floor, upper body's quite tall. Now gently straighten the legs as you do start to push the knees back. Think about stacking your hips over your heels. Just take the shoulders back, take them down. Shoulders will be in line with the hips. Head very slightly lifted, and then just think about lifting up through the crown of the head. So you're pushing the floor away with your heels. You're stretching up through the back of the legs, through the lower spine, the mid spine, the upper part of the back, stretching the neck, gently lifting through the head. Keeping the eyes closed, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, gently turn your head to the right side. Breathe in and come back to centre. Breathe out, turn your head to the left. Breathe in back to centre, and we'll do that again. On your next outward breath, turn your head to the right. Breathe in to centre and breathe out to the left. Bring your head back to the centre. This time we're going to take our right ear and drop it down to the right shoulder. Now don't lift your shoulders up on this, keep the shoulders back, keep them down. Lift your head to the centre, and we do the same, left ear to left shoulder. Lifting back to the centre, right ear to right shoulder. This time you can take your right hand just on your temple and very gently ease the head over. Take your left hand, push away, just out to the side, gently increasing the stretch, the side of the neck. Release, head back to centre, drop your left ear to your left shoulder, then you can take your hand just over onto the temple, gently easing your head down to the left, and with the right hand just push slightly out to the side. So we're gently increasing the stretch in the neck. And release back to centre. Don't drop your head too far, so if this is uncomfortable, only go as far as feels comfortable for you. So just gently dropping the head back. Don't force anything. Hold it here. If you would rather, you can take your hands behind your head and bring your head to the centre, and we reverse, so we drop our chin closer to the chest, which is quite a nice stretch. To the centre, ease the head back, and if you want to increase the stretch, you can take your lower lip over the teeth, push the lower lip towards the ceiling, getting a greater stretch in the front of the neck and in the throat. Come back to centre, and for the last time, chin to chest. And back to centre. I'd like you to start by lifting the shoulders up and very gently pushing them back, slightly down and forward. So it's a very small shoulder roll. Very small, gentle. You can open your eyes if you like, or keep them shut. I'll talk you through it, so it really doesn't matter. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Up and round. One more time, and then change direction. It's nice and gentle. And gradually ease out the tension that may have built up during the day. Breathing in time with the movement, slowing down the body, slowing down the mind. And release. Lift the right shoulder, let it drop. Lift the left shoulder, let it drop. And again, the right side, let it drop. This time, point your fingers on the right side just slightly down to the floor. Release. Now lift the left side. Let the arm drop. Just point your left fingers down to the floor. Release it, both shoulders. Lift them up to your ears. Let them drop. And again, just lift. Let them drop. Now hands, point your fingers down to the floor. So you're very gently pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Release it, and one more time. Gentle stretch. Release. Now I'd like you to take your fingers onto either your shoulders, your collarbone, or just around the area somewhere. Lift your elbows up so that they're in line with your shoulders. Elbows pointing to the side, and we start just by drawing small circles out to the side with the elbows. So we're still standing tall. So it's not very fast. And we change direction, just small circles. Your hands haven't got to be glued to your shoulders. Okay, hold it here. Now we're going to change direction, but we're going to make the circles bigger, so a medium-sized circle. Now I want you to start to feel about the muscle. I want you to start to feel the muscles moving. Perhaps I meant to say think about. Think or feel, whatever you like. Just feel those muscles working. Feel the movement. Now change direction. Elbows don't dip too low. Don't worry about any tension building up in the neck. We'll stretch that up again. Now come back to the centre. Lift the elbows slightly. Now we're going to make the move as big as we can. So we're going to bring the elbows together in front, up, back and round, down to the floor, all the way up, all the way round. As big a move as you can. And again, your fingertips are not glued to your shoulders, so you can lift them. Whatever makes this move easier for you. We're all built differently, so just do what you can. Couple more. Really good for the shoulders. Hold it at the top. And we change direction. Sometimes it's easier going in a different direction. Easing round. And a lot of movement in the shoulders. A little bit more. And release it down. Just give the arms a shake. Adjusting any items of clothing that I've gone a bit skew with. We're going to take both shoulders to the ears again. Shrug. Now this time I'd like you to make fists. Tense everything. Now when you breathe out, I'd like you to breathe out through your mouth, letting go of any tension. So squeeze. And we're going to do that twice more. So squeeze, clench everything. One more time. Squeeze. I'd like you to take your right arm. Bring it across the body, now either holding above or below the elbow. Just ease the arm in towards you. Obviously we're not holding the wrist either. Ease the arm in, drop the shoulder down slightly and turn your head to look to the right again. So we're stretching out the shoulder and we're getting a neck stretch at the same time. And release. Changing sides, so bring the left arm across and again either holding above or below the elbow and of course not on the wrist. Ease the arm in, drop the shoulder down slightly and turn your head just to look to the left. Gently stretching out the shoulder, the upper back. And release. And I will turn around, which I always do to show you this, although I'm sure you've done it many times now. So take your hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Now straighten out the arms and lift them as far away from your body as you can. Now you don't have to lift the head, but if you want to, you can drop it back. It's up to you. Just hold it here. Release. Now we're going to do the reverse stretch. So on that one, your shoulders will pull in together. So on this one, we pull them apart. So we bring the hands up in front, palms face inwards, hands and elbows in line with the chest. That was just funny. So start by dropping the head down, pushing away with the elbows, with the arms, feeling the shoulder blades start to pull apart. If you need to extend the arms a bit further, that's absolutely fine. Just hold it when you can feel that stretch across the top of the shoulders, the neck. Just hold it there. It's a really good stretch to do at any time of the day. And release. So we're going to do the other stretch again. So I'll turn around again. You don't have to. Interlace your fingers, straighten the arms, lift them away from your body, and you can drop your head back if you like. Up to you. Now, can you lift your arms a little bit higher? As you do, conscious effort, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze them. And release. Hands in front, palms facing in, chest height. Keep the elbows bent. Drop your head down and start to push away, stretching out across the shoulder blades. Extending, you may only need to bring the arms here, you may need to extend further. Do whatever is right for you. And release. Just roll the shoulders a couple of times. Okay, so we're going to take hands onto the hips. Checking your feet are hip width apart still. Tilt the pelvis forward. Now stand tall and back. It's not a big move. To the centre and forward. To the centre and back. My legs seem to be merging into the door. To the centre and forward. Centre and back. Couple more, gently flow forward. Centre and back. Centre and forward, centre and back. Come back to the centre. Both arms, stretch them up to the ceiling. Okay, reach up, point your fingers, stretch, stretch, stretch. Now keep the right arm where it is, bring the left arm down by your side. So we're reaching up with the right, we're reaching down with the left, but our head is not moving, head is central. Stretch, higher up, lower down. Don't let the lower body move on this one. So we release and we change sides. We take the left arm up, we take the right arm down, and our head stays to the centre. We reach as far up and as far down as we can. We release and we do that again. We stretch up with the right, down with the left. Point your fingers, big, big stretch. And for the last time we change, reach up, reach down. Now keep the left arm where it is, take the right arm up to join it. We're just stretching up. Reach, imagine you're trying to touch the ceiling. Stretch a tiny bit more and release. Hands down by your sides. Again, not moving the lower body at the moment, just gently tip to the right side. So keeping the shoulders back, we just tip. We come to the centre, shoulders back, we tip to the left. Gently stretching out the side. To the centre, to the right. Now we go a bit further over, and I like to lift my left hand up, trying to reach down to the floor with the right hand. To the centre. And we do the same to the left. Reach down to the left fingers, stretching down to the floor, the right hand, I'm bringing it up to the ribs. And release. This time I'm going to take the left hand up, lean over, and again keep the left shoulder back, lean over, and with the right hand reach down to the floor. So stretching up and over with the left hand and release. Take the right hand up, lean over. Now we're not pushing the hips to the side yet, so lower body's not moving. Right hand up and over, left hand trying to touch the floor. and release. This time bring your hands together, stretch up to the ceiling. You won't see my hands, but hands are together just in that position but stretching up. So I'm going to take my hips to the left and I'm going to lean over to the right. Now make sure the hands don't come in front of your face and try not to twist your hips. So then we come to the centre and we flow from one side, gently one side, then the other. Up and over, pushing the hips. Really nice stretch. Couple more. And one more time. And release. That's quite a nice one. Like that stretch. Shoulders up, shoulders back. Hands on the hips. Push your hips to the right, to the front, to the left, to the back. We smooth it out and we circle. Really good for getting rid of any tension that's built up in the lower back. Move away from the door. As you can see, I have got legs. And then change direction. To the centre. Take your hands, just take them above your head. Now bend you can hold your arms however you like, bend your knees. I'd like you to just take your shoulders back, so you're just leaning back very, very slightly in the smallest back bend that you can do. We straighten up. Take your hands onto your upper thighs. You're going to round the head down. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, start to slide the hands down the thighs, stopping just above the knees. Turn the fingers in. Let your shoulders drop forward. Let your head round down and think about making a nice rounded shape with your back. So you can bend your knees a bit more so that you can lean on them. Your back is curved. Hold this stretch. Very gently start to push the floor away. Think about stacking one vertebra on top of the other, but keep your head tucked under. Keep the knees bent. Head is the last thing to lift. Then lift the head, take the hands back up to the ceiling. Knees are still bent. Start to drop your shoulders back, and as you do, just gently push your hips forward. You don't have to drop your head back. You can keep your head to the centre, or you can gently drop it back. And release, and we're going to do that one more time. So bring your hands just onto your upper thighs, shoulders back, breath in, breathe out, round the chin, round the head, slide the hands down the thighs, knees are bent, stop just above the knees, turn the fingers in so you've got a nice strong support. Shoulders can come slightly further forward, head can come slightly further forward. Lovely, lovely rounding of the back. Very slowly start to push the floor away and come up. Head comes up last. And again, we take the hands up, knees are bent, push the hips forward. As you do, let your shoulders drop back. And release. So this time we're going to round down, but rather than having bent knees, we're going to try it with straight legs. So you get a really, really nice stretch in the back. Gravity stretches it, so there's no, we're not putting any pressure on it or anything. So we start with the head lifted, we take a breath in. As we breathe out, we pull the stomach in tightly, let the chin drop to the chest, start to round the shoulders forward. This time the hands come out slightly in front of you. Weight moves forward into your toes rather than your heels. Very slowly, hands staying under the shoulders, we tip. Legs stay straight. Now gravity will very slowly pull you closer to the floor. It does not matter how far you go, you might not reach the floor, really does not matter. But all we do is we hang, keeping the weight in the toes, not the heels, and gravity can gently stretch us out. Does not matter where you get to. Really doesn't matter. So we're all different. We've all had different days. Some of us have been sitting, some have been moving more. So your general flexibility, what you've done that day, all these things make a big, big difference. So just hang down. And bend the knees. And again, we start to think about pushing the floor away. Weight transfer slightly back in the feet. We push the floor away as we stack one vertebra on top of another, on top of another. Head is always the last thing to come up. We do another back bend. Hands to ceiling, bend the knees, push the hips forward and just gently slide into that back bend. And straighten. So we're going to do one more rounding down. So shoulders up, shoulders back. Breath in, breathe out, stomach in, hands start to come forward, shoulders are rounding, weight comes into the toes, and we slowly, slowly tip forward. Once you're here, if you're comfortable, you can rock forward and back, and then side to side. Back to the centre, hold down briefly, bend your knees, start to push the floor away, slowly coming up, and arms up, hips forward, shoulders back, and release. Just a couple of hip circles because I always think they're nice in case you have built up any tension. Another way. To the centre, deep breath. And out. And one more deep breath. And out. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the class.